Hey folks, I need your help. I think this is going to be the most important vlog that I've done on YouTube and live video. The troops that are coming home right now, that are injured and wounded, are not being taken care of. For all this administration's rhetoric about supporting the troops, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. And the new Congress that we put into office, I'm not so sure they're going to do it. So it's going to fall to us to send a message to these jokers that they better do it. I mean, if they're going to sit there and throw all this rhetoric at us about how we need to support the troops and that they support the troops and that this troop surge is to support the troops, even though more of them, of course, will come home dead and wounded. We need to do something real. We need to make something happen. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you guys out there to show your support for supporting these wounded and injured troops. Now, over in the description, you're going to find a link to the Washington Post article where they did an expose on Walter Reed Hospital and the kind of care these guys are getting when they come home. And I want you to read that. And I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about the $7 billion that the Federal Reserve sent in cash to Iraq to pay off Iraqi officials. I want you to think about that $7 billion we gave to Iraqi officials as payoffs and bribes. Think about that money and think about how that money could have been better spent on these poor troops that are coming back missing arms and legs and their families decimated. And they're not getting even basic care. This needs to change. So please, make video responses, make comment responses, send this out as a bulletin to your friends for them to do the same. Let's do something. Let's do something real to tell these guys that they need to act. And I'll send a letter to Nancy Pelosi. I'll do it. You know, we get this video up, we get this response up. I'm going to send a letter to Nancy Pelosi, and maybe we'll get some response from these guys, because it's outrageous. It's just outrageous. And let's see an end to the rhetoric and a beginning to actually doing something to help these folks. I mean, if we're going to send them out to die and be injured, we damn sure better support them when they get home. I'm not going to belabor this thing. I'm not going to make it very long. But I want to hear from you guys. I want each and every one of you to comment on this thing. Make me some video responses. We need to show people out there that we're serious, that we need to get this thing moving. It's just not right. Anyway, I appreciate anything you do to help me on this, and I'll make some more videos on it too, because this is the most important thing right now. We can't send these young kids, and these we're talking about kids 18, 20, 21, 22, 31, 35, you name it. And when somebody has something like this happen to them, ends up in a wheelchair, I mean, that is a life-changing event for them and their entire family. They ought to be dealt with when they get home. And this country has been tragically guilty of not treating veterans right when they come home from war. That needs to change. That needs to change. If they're going to send these boys off, they need to deal with them. And we need to deal with them. We need to take some responsibility too. And that's what I'm asking you to do. Let's get the word out. Let's do something. Let's do something. And if it's nothing more than making a video response that goes, support the injured troops, get them some help. You know, just anything you can do. I'd appreciate it. Thanks.